talked about this in the past, but let's talk about it because it has been a hot topic this past week. It is the 40th anniversary of one of my favorite movies, personally, specifically hip hop movie. It is kind of corny, but it is what it is. But 40th anniversary of Breaking. Now, in hindsight, classic movie, all the nostalgia and everything, but take us back to 1984 when this movie Breaking came out, and you were running the club, you were doing your thing, and there's this, radio club RADIOTRON is portrayed in it. Talk to us about what you remember about Breaking.
We was pissed because it wasn't even after dark. But we looked at it. We realized again. You have to understand that right there was kind of a fictional story. Kind of may have a little bit of reality to it, because to my knowledge, the radio never was really a legal business.
Oh, thank you, Jerron, my dude. That's my man. Man, good to hear from you, dog.
Yeah.
Shoot me a text. He said, it's been a while, bro. Let's link up soon. We sure will, man. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you. To my knowledge, the club that was known as Radio, aka RADIOTRON, was not a real legitimate spot. It was like somebody would like a New York spot. People going in, hook up some electricity, and start doing parties. Okay, it was like an abandoned building. It was all graffitied up, been that way forever. And folks got in there, set some speakers up, and start partying. That was my understanding. I don't know how true that is. I could be misunderstood. Don't beat me up in the comments, but that was my understanding. So I don't even know how long RADIOTRON even lasted, but the whole concept of Breaking could have been attached to the fact that RADIOTRON was not a legitimate business with a license and CPU, what's it called? Occupational, permit for occupation. So, and then again, it was kind of had this little corn thing to it. We looked at it like, nah, I mean, that ain't how hip hop goes. I don't know. On the east side,
you mean y'all wasn't dancing down the streets with the mailbox lady and all that, doing flips?
There for the broom yet? Okay, ain't that nigga there for the? That was a cold ass move though. Don't get me wrong.
It was hard. Shout out to my man Michael Chambers.
That was a cold move. But no, it had its limited interest on our side of town.
Did you know anything about Ice-T at that time?
I've been seeing Ice-T around for a while.
Oh, okay. Because this is right before 6 in the morning, like literally right before 6 in the morning.
Ice-T used to hang out with Uncle Jam's Army all the time. He never came on my side of town.
Oh, no shit. I didn't know that. I
don't know. I don't ever recall Ice-T ever coming to Eve After Dark. He may have knew about it, but he wasn't bringing that pretty red Porsche on our side of town with that perm and that leather coat. No. He knew about it. He and I had conversations. We met a couple times. We never really kicked it, but we've met. I know who he is. He know who I am. But back in the day, I just see him pull up in his Porsche with fine ass Darlene. And he had a red leather suit and his hair stayed permed all the time.
Ice-T, man. There's, we have Crush Groove, we have, Wild Style, we have Beat Street, movies like that who tell a real accurate picture of the origins of hip hop, which just happens to may have started on the East Coast. That is still arguable, and I'm not going to say that with 100% proof that it is started on the East Coast, because we had our thing going on over here. But Breaking is like our only, and I kind of say this with a scrunched face, as you can see, that's like our only early hip hop West Coast movie, right? Like we don't have anything that represents early West Coast hip hop. We have Straight Outta Compton, which starts in the 87 or whatever. And then we have Tupac's Story, which starts in 90, but we don't have nothing that started in 78, 77, 90, 80. I mean,
nowhere on film prior to 1985 with Straight Outta Compton, 86, whatever it started. That part of our history was always kind of just kicked to the curb. It was like, oh yeah, but what about Dre? What about N.W.A? Okay, that was always the attitude, and that bothers the shit out of me. That bothers the shit out of me, because we have our history is dope as fuck. Because we do, come on, man, understand this. Lonzo and Freeway Rick was rocking at the same time. Okay, Lonzo was rocking first with parties, doing this thing, whatever the case may be. Freeway Rick was just starting to get into his thing, but at the peak in the 80s, we both were synonymous, but we both respected each other. He didn't bring his game to my situation. I didn't bring mine to his. But both of these eras were simultaneous. And we're talking about that's when the feds was bringing the dope in. And 1 minute everything is cool in the clubs. All of a sudden, man, shit just started to fall apart. It ain't been right since then, dude. You couldn't. When we opened the Eve, like I said, I was 22. I had a couple of people older than me, but not much. I was 22. People came to the Eve, may have been 24, 25, because it was a spot to go to in the neighborhood. But for the most part, I was the dude that ran everything. And Freeway Rick and I think he's young. He's actually younger than I am. He's younger than me. So you got a whole generation slightly younger than me that's on some whole other shit with the dope and the cocaine and the crack cocaine. And it was all running simultaneously. Okay. And that's the part they missed. But then at some point in time, they all merged. The music and the dope merged. And guess who was sitting right there at the intersection? Yours truly.
Right. We have about 6 minutes. Let's go a little bit more into that, Lonzo. Because when you look in hindsight, it seems like crack just came and just boom, just smashed on the cities, just overnight. Shit was messed up. Is that safe to say how it was? And you being in the middle of it, is that how you remember it? Okay, one day it's like doo, 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 doo. The next day it's like, what the fuck just happened to this city?
One day be watching House Party, next minute be watching Boys of the Hood. No commercials. No commercial. 1 minute you got cats dancing on their heads, wearing suits and haircuts. Next thing you know, you got motherfuckers killing each other on a regular basis. They was finding niggas in dumpsters like you would find styrofoam cups. The park over by Jima Village, they was finding a body of a cup every 2 weeks over there. Cats just throw a guy in the water and they just fish him out. Cats didn't realize that you got to put some weight on the nigga's body or he gonna float. But yeah, that was regular
trial and error back then.
Yeah, that was regular shit. I mean, for somebody to just, oh man, you hear about so and so. Now I've been very blessed. I've never witnessed some shit like that per se. I've never been around that. I've just missed it. I just left and it happened, or I was I just missed it. It happened before I got there, or it happened after I left. I've been very fortunate my entire life to not have to witness that kind of activity. I just don't hang out. I never did hang out in certain places. And I knew in my neighborhood where not to hang out at because they was laying folks down every week down there, every week. By that time, I moved out of my old neighborhood. In fact, one of my neighbors right next to me, his family was victimized by gang violence. They came through and shot at him and killed his baby 6-month-old niece. Dude, and I knew the girl, I knew the baby and the grandmama, everybody. So I moved out just in time, dude. I moved out far enough where it's not a part of my life, but close enough.
Go ahead.
I moved close enough where I can still know what's going on, but far enough where it don't hit my doorstep like that.
It took gangs a little while to kind of spread throughout Compton. That I kind of do know. What were some areas back then that you remember as a kid? You said you knew where to go and where not to go. What are some parts of Compton that, in like way back in the day, in the 70s, early 80s, whatever, you just like, nah, man, just don't go there. Just don't go around there. If you ain't from there, don't go there.
Never went to Luders Park. I wouldn't go to Luders Park for shit. Luders Park was always rough in the 80s. Always. Even in the 70s, it was like, because we went to Campanella, we went to Gonzalez, didn't go to Trag New Park that often. That's where Venus and Serena practice playing a tennis game at. But the main parks I would go to would be Campanella and Gonzalez. And like I said, Luders Park on off of Long Beach Boulevard and Rosecrans was a no-fly zone.
I still stay away from that general area. And the irony is it's right down the street from the Compton swap meet. So you always had to pass it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was always there. And like I said, the Compton swap meet for Kelly Park got rough. Kelly Park ain't as rough as it used to be. Kelly Park just got a new facelift, the whole 9 yards. But yeah, Kelly Park was one of those parks. I hadn't been to Kelly. I didn't go to Kelly Park for the first time till last year.
Oh, that was my stomping grounds back in the day. My best friend lived right down the street.
The first time I went to Kelly Park was last year for a town hall meeting sponsored by one of the city council. Ain't nobody gonna be there at 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning. But yeah, if you ever been to Kelly Park, if something happened to Kelly Park, you can't get away fast enough.
There's a lot. It's like a maze almost, kind of.
You got to know where the hell you're going quick.
And there's one-way streets right there. You're like, oh, damn it, I got to turn around type
limited
shit.
Parking, right. Limited parking. Ain't no real parking lot on the property. And you just going to be,
Nope. All right, man. Damn, that was a quick hour, Lonzo. Shoot, man. Before we head out, please, everybody, check out Lonzo's documentary. You can watch it on all platforms. It's called Eve After Dark. Also, please subscribe to the Compton Entertainment channel that is right here on YouTube, Compton Entertainment channel, for a lot of different content that Lonzo does not put right here on this channel. And as always, please hit that like button before you head out and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Any last words, Lonzo?
Thank everybody for tapping in. Everybody that drops up on the super chat. Much love to you. Also, much love to everybody that just watched the show, money or not. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. And before I go, you know how we're gonna do it, folks. For those who never heard of me, I'm the first one to put Dr. Dre in the surgery.
For those who never heard of me,
until he got cold on the Eve After Dark 50-yard line Super Bowl. In the movie Straight Outta Compton, they play me like a hater of rap. Don't believe that Hollywood bullshit, because it was all cap. My history goes deeper than you will ever know. Just remember that N.W.A. stands for Now Without Lonzo. Peace, folks. We out.